here's the biggest struggle most organizations have. We have business needs that we need to fulfill. Profits, growth, scalability that Joe talked about earlier. Those are all real business needs. And we have to balance that with the needs of the humans in our care. The humans that come in and make the magic happen every day. And in the middle is where the transformation is happening right now for most organizations. And when I say transformation, it can be positive or negative. It's up to us and how we manage it. Because we have to figure out where the balance point is. And it's going to be different in our different divisions, even in our departments. Where we're starting from and where we need to get to is going to be different. But here's what's happening right now. And here's what I want to leave you with today, is the gap is widening instead of closing. Career optimism is at an all-time low. Our people are just as tired as we are, but we're the ones that control changing the trajectory of where we're at. So we're going to talk about that middle space today. But the first step to bridging the gap is understanding where we're at today and getting real. So you heard in my intro that that's the kind of conversations we have with clients. In fact, I got a couple clients in the room. I told them I wouldn't call them out. I'm with them next week in their executive team. And they said, are you excited about your speech? Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, I'm talking about getting real. And they're like, oh, just like you do with us in the room, right? Because that's the only conversation we should be having right now. It's not woe is us. It's not the sky is falling. It's let's just get real about where we are at today, the gap that we have to bridge, and how we get there, right? What that looks like. We're stuck. And what's happening in this gap is we're tired, and so we're staying comfortably uncomfortable on our side of the gap. It's easier to just come in every day, get through what you need to get through, instead of trying to bridge the gap. On one side, we have leaders who are completely burnt out. And on the other side of that gap, we have employees who are feeling really unappreciated. On one side, we have organizations who want new and innovative ideas on how we deal with the current business climate. And on the other side, we have leaders who are drowning underneath the work that they need to get done on a day-to-day basis. On one side, we have organizations who want to drive profit. And on the other side, we have employees who actually see where the profit erosion is happening, but don't want to say anything. This is the gap we're dealing with in our organizations, and the good news is we're the solution. Every leader in this room is who can actually bridge the gap and change the trajectory of where we're at. So where do you see this gap showing up in your organization? My challenge to you is to take that question back to your leadership teams. Have a conversation when you leave here, if your team is here. Where is the biggest gap for us? Because the biggest issue is it's different for every single one of your organizations. There's no magic pill or magic bullet, that's gonna fix this, right? We've gotta be aware, we've got to assess where our organization is at so we can figure out a plan to move us forward. And what I will tell you for those of you who are sitting here, and I love that Joe talked about good, great, and scale. We talk about good to great with our clients all the time. Good companies can hit their deadlines, can hit their profit or their revenue numbers. Great companies do it in a way that builds healthy change and builds a healthy culture while they're going through the project, right? The tough marathon that they're trying to run. That's the difference. It's fine-tuning. We had a conversation back here about the entertainment team, new leader. And I said, where are you at? How are you going to change the organization? And he said, it might be an overhaul, or we just might need to fine-tune it. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with fine-tuning, but that's how we get to great, because we're never done. It's an infinite game that we're playing.